Welcome to LEX 18 Evening Edition, and good evening to you. I'm Larry Smith.
And we begin tonight with developing news out of Washington, D.C.
And we're working to learn more about a moment involving Senator Mitch McConnell today.
During a news conference, the 81-year-old Kentucky senator abruptly freezes while speaking at a podium. It happened this afternoon as Senator McConnell took questions from reporters. We're about to show you the video in question where he appears to have stood silent for about 30 seconds.
There's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
some of his GOP colleagues walked to his side to ask if he was okay before ushering him toward his office. A few minutes later, he returned, telling the reporters he was fine and continued taking questions. A staff member said McConnell felt lightheaded briefly. Now, this is creating concern as earlier this year, as you remember, the senator suffered a concussion from a fall. We'll keep you updated on the senator's situation on air and online at WLEX.TV.
Well, in other news, 40 surgeries, countless trips to the ER, pain since childhood. Still, nobody could tell the patient what was wrong.
Somehow, Misty Manning of Martin County kept her head up the whole time and never stopped looking for an answer. Well, that persistence paid off, not so much in a cure or even finding a name for what's wrong with her, but she found doctors willing to listen, willing to believe her, and willing to help.
I'm stepping out of my comfort zone for a reason. It's to tell people like me there is hope.
Since childhood, Misty Manning has lived with a debilitating condition so rare there's no formal diagnosis, causing major injuries to her joints with little to no movement at all.
When you have surgeries to repair torn muscles, torn ligaments, torn tendons, pinched nerves, severe deterioration on the bones from repeated joint dislocations.
Misty says she went misdiagnosed for decades. All most doctors could do, she says, was treat what the condition did to her, one surgery at a time. Then Misty moved back to her home state.
Both of her shoulders were bad, so they were falling out to a joint. One, specifically the right one, would fall completely out to a joint.
And found help at UK Hospital.
It took a while to unravel everything she'd been told before to what we thought we understood, and especially since it was part of my research program for collagen.
Dr. Srinath Kamineni recently fused Misty's right shoulder with plates and screws, and even though her movement is limited now, it keeps her living a more normal life, allowing her to enjoy hobbies like crafting and tending to her animals. For that, she's grateful.
40 surgeries in 40 years of life. How do you keep the positive attitude that you have?
Some days it's really hard. There's been days when I didn't think I would get through. But I have my kids. I've got 2 beautiful grandbabies now. And honestly, I'm just too stubborn to give up.
And that has helped her tremendously, that stubborn streak. Dr. Kamineni's research has helped with the approach to treating Misty, and several of her doctors at UK all work together now to plan the best care for her in each situation that comes up so she can enjoy her best life.
Oh, what a story. Certainly wish her a lot of luck. Well, the heat and humidity are taking over the entire state this week.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Mex tracking the forecast now in the Storm Tracker Weather Center.
Indeed, the heat and humidity that we've heard so much about on the national level for the last few weeks is finally making a little bit more of an appearance here in Kentucky as we finish off this week. It's not a permanent situation, but we're getting a taste of it. Showing you real quick the St. Joseph Health camera here from Keeneland, because about 5 minutes ago there were a few little water drops that had actually made it on here. There's a couple of sprinkles decided to make their way closer to I-75. Again, there's not much to these, but you look here at 703 Max Track Live Doppler, and we've been saying it's a dying band of sprinkles, and it is. There's not much to this, but there's what just went by Keeneland a little bit ago, and you may have a little sprinkle out there along Harrodsburg Road as you may out to Harrods Hill, somewhere around Palomar, and then it continues down around High Bridge. Again, a little quick shower. It might be one there in Bourbon County as well. It's hot. The heat index values still running low in mid-90s here at 7 o'clock, down to 91 Lexington and Mount Sterling. But Somerset and Richmond, heat index at 97, so plenty hot. A little rain-cooled air at Lexington, down to 86, 88 in Danville, 86 in Mount Sterling. Richmond holds on to that 90-degree mark, and it's plenty muggy out there. This is one of these you just walk out and it just hits you. As you hit the door, you start sweating because of all that. Now, as we look through the rest of the night tonight, the little dying batch of showers could leave a little boundary behind. There's going to be a little level jet that comes in here later on, and that may be just enough to kick off some scattered thunderstorms tonight. Doesn't last long, but there may be some rumbles of thunder. That heads off to the east, setting the stage tomorrow for heat and humidity, the words you love to put together. So mid-80s at 11 o'clock, low to mid-90s to finish the day. Heat index up around 100. Yeah, and it gets hotter on Friday. Talk about that in a minute.
Well, thanks. Well, a small town in Anderson County is still dealing with some severe storm damage.
July severe weather has shut many local businesses down and left some still wondering when they'll be able to reopen. Evening Edition's Sydney Darden has more on how this is affecting small business owners.
After July's storm swept through downtown Lawrenceburg, owner of local grocery store Tastefully Delicious, Justin Silverman, says now his store is swept up in the rebuilding process.
Yeah, so this is the part that got damaged in the storm. It actually took down quite a few rows of brick and partially damaged some of the roof structure.
The wind was so strong it came from the back of the shop, pushed the glass right here, right off of the building, causing the shop to close down ever since.
And we were able to get a contractor down and to put this bracing up to make sure it didn't fully come down.
But today, after LEX 18 arrived for this story, so did an insurance inspector who revealed more problems with the building than meets the eye, meaning the timeline for Tastefully Delicious's reopening has officially gone sour.
So a lot of people do want to have, get some of our locally made products here, and so hopefully we'll be able to reopen as soon as we can.
But for now, the store remains closed until further notice, leaving locals waiting for the return of a Lawrenceburg staple. In Lawrenceburg, Sydney Darden, LEX 18 News.
Well, staying in Lawrenceburg, a local teacher has been arrested for having an inappropriate relationship with a student.
Anderson County High School band director Patrick Brady has been indicted on several charges, including rape, sodomy, and sexual abuse. Back on May 15th, the Anderson County School District first acknowledged they had received a complaint alleging the unlawful behavior of an Anderson County High School staff member. The complaint was handed over to the Anderson County Sheriff's Office, and just yesterday, an Anderson County grand jury indicted Brady. He's being held on a $100,000 cash bond with an arraignment set for August 8th.
Well, it's been exactly 1 year since devastating floods destroyed parts of eastern Kentucky.
The region has been resilient over the past year, working hard to rebuild entire communities. Coming up on Evening Edition, we introduce you to a Floyd County man who proves just how tough Kentuckians can be.
Made from scratch biscuits rising, hand-breaded chicken frying, 100% Angus beef burgers charbroiling. Just a few of the ways Hardee's handcrafts goodness in the making.
Get a grand slam at Kentucky's #1 Hyundai dealer, Don Franklin Hyundai. Drive away in the all-new Hyundai Sonata SE sedan as low as $26,870. Or get 4.49% APR for 60 months on select Hyundai Santa Cruz models. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Hyundai.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in the Commonwealth. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
The Lexington Counterclocks are set for fun in their newly renovated stadium. Exciting baseball is just the beginning. Bring the whole family to Bark in the Park. Thirsty Thursdays, Saturday night fireworks, and much more. Tickets and a full schedule of events at LexingtonCounterclocks.com.
It's time to save on a reliable new vehicle from Green's Toyota during Toyota's Time of Your Life event. Right now, get 3.99% APR for up to 48 months on 2023 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Highlander, and Tacoma. With over 400 new and used vehicles to choose from. Don't miss Toyota's Time of Your Life event at your dealer of choice for over 50 years.
Great people, great cars, great Greens.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or French toast tips. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Download the free LEX 18 Storm Tracker weather app today. You're watching LEX 18 News Evening Edition.
1 year ago today, a Floyd County man and his family paid off their home. 2 days later, it was flooded.
As we continue our stories, looking back on the historic and devastating Eastern Kentucky flooding, tonight we visit Hueysville in Floyd County. Angie Bevan has more with Ronald Fletcher as he continues to rebuild after an enormous setback.
Thinking back 1 year ago,
it was real heartbreaking.
It's still hard to believe how high the water got.
Once it started coming, it was here.
But it's not hard to believe the damage it did to Ronald Fletcher's home and the work it would take.
I gutted it completely down
to repair it all.
It's been almost a year, and it's really been an ongoing project.
Oh, yeah, it's still. I've still probably got two years worth of work here on this house to do that I already had 90% done prior to the flood.
Fletcher and his wife and their 2 teenage children moved into their home in Hueysville in Floyd County about 5 years ago.
Me and my wife worked real hard to get what we have.
And they'd worked hard fixing it up and were even ready to pay it off.
It was in July 26th we went and paid our last payment on the home. July 28th, the flood come in.
As Fletcher said himself, this calm as a kitten creek roared like a lion.
After we was getting where we wanted to be, 2 days later, look up and here we're ain't got no place to live.
They're no strangers to needing to act quickly when flash flooding poses a threat.
When water starts rising, we all know what we need to do in this bottom. We know when water starts coming to that bank to get to the road, any of your vehicles and anything on the ground, it's time to move it out.
But July 2022 was different. After moving things from ground level, the water kept rising. Fletcher and a friend used a boat to get back to the house.
We brought the boat in. If you look down through there, you'll see the main power lines right there. We literally had to duck under the power lines or we would have hit not the boat itself wouldn't have, but where we were sitting in the seat.
Their house sits more than 6 feet above ground and water inside rose another 4 feet high. A large tree being carried downstream ripped siding off the house and tore off the front porch and part of the roof. A myriad of repairs. The scope of it all is overwhelming.
I don't know. I just wake up one morning, look at something, that's what I do.
Do you have concerns going forward that something like this will happen again?
Yeah, when this first happened, me and my wife talked about just moving.
Due to expenses and availability, among other things, that wasn't realistic. Between FEMA money and what they had saved, they got to work.
This was ours, it was bought, it was paid for.
Fletcher says the majority of the inside repairs are complete. Memories of 1 year ago won't likely fade.
Yes, every time it rains, we start getting worried,
But he and his family are together in a place they still call home. In Floyd County, Angie Bevan, LEX 18 News.
Now to breaking news out of Lexington, where a man's been arrested in connection to the alleged assault of a 9-month-old child. Lexington police officers were called to Whitney Avenue on Tuesday after the child arrived at the hospital with reported life-threatening injuries. During the investigation, detectives learned that the 9-month-old had been assaulted by the father. 28-year-old Syed Malik Kaiwan Epps has been arrested and is facing multiple charges.
Also, we are still following developing news we brought you last hour. We have just learned a man has died in connection to a Lexington crash. This happened just before 5 this afternoon on Russell Cave Road. The Lexington Police Department just shared an update saying they are working to reopen the road, but it is still closed in both directions at this time. We'll keep you informed with the very latest updates. Well, rain is not the focus of our forecast this week.
No, it is the heat. Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck has your storm tracker forecast next on Evening Edition.
We never know what we're stepping into.
We have multiple victims.
He's not breathing.
Ready for water.
We have minutes to save his life.
Can they be the first father-son duo in Vegas?
You see this? He's got that fountain of youth. What? Could be ninja history in the making. Wow!
American Ninja Warrior, Monday on NBC.
When I came to ARC, my son was 2 months old. I had just recently relapsed, and I had never hit that kind of level of desperation that I had when I walked through those doors. I remember being very fearful of the unknown and what was to come. I found a family. I found friendships that will last me a lifetime. I found hope. My name is Caroline, and I find my recovery at Addiction Recovery Care.
Andy Beshear backs Joe Biden's failing agenda. But what about Beshear's own far-left record? Beshear launched a partisan takeover of Kentucky schools, dissolving the entire Board of Ed, and then packing the new board with his political donors. And worse, Beshear ordered the early release of nearly 1,900 convicts. More than 800 faced new criminal charges, including kidnapping, murder, and child sex abuse. Andy Beshear, he's not looking out for us.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like Tacoma, America's best-selling midsize truck has the room and the ability to get you these kind of views. And Tacoma also has the best resale value in its class. During Toyota's Room with a View event, you can get any new Tacoma with 3.99 APR financing. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota. Let's go places.
BBN Tonight, presented locally by CHI St. Joseph Health.
Well, Bill, it seemed like last week all we could do was complain about the
rain,
storms. Yeah. Now let's complain about something else.
That's right.
Gee, what's it going to be this time?
Yeah. What could it be? The 90s. It's hot out there.
Oh, gosh, 90s in July. Yeah,
Gee, what a surprise.
Shocking.
Yeah, we'll complain about that for a little while. And then when it starts getting cooler again, we wish it was warm.
Yeah.
There's just no pleasing, is there?
That's not the first time I've heard that.
Let's go ahead and talk about this. First thing, from the Lexington Financial Center, your St. Joseph Health camera looking out at what is a broken sky, so we'll try and fix it. But you see a little sunshine. This is just a little dying band of sprinkles. It was enough to drop a couple of drops over at Keeneland. You may have seen a couple of drops at your house, but that's about it. So again, we're getting a little sunshine through that very thin overcast. As you look on the Max Track Live Doppler, again, there's not much to this. We've been watching this coming down from I-71 here for a while. As you look close in, again, there may be a sprinkle up here on the north side, kind of lost in the ground clutter. You get over to the southern part of Jessamine County, right around Wilmore, you may be seeing a little light shower there. There might be one that's the Bourbon-Clark County line. Again, there's not much to this. Southern part of Franklin County, just south of 64. Could be another one out there. But really the big story, the heat. And lots of it. Just a few little cooling storms will be around as we head through the next several days, and this is going to last into August, so we're not alone. The heat alerts, it's a heat advisory that goes all the way up to Maine. You've got a heat watch there along the eastern seaboard. It's excessive heat in the desert southwest, in the desert. And then finally, you've got heat advisories that run from South Texas to South Dakota, including Minnesota. Bismarck today was up over 100 up there in North Dakota. For us, the heat advisory that's out is for Friday. even though tomorrow's going to be a hot and humid day, but the current advisory is just for Friday. When you look at the heat index numbers, and these are the peak heat index numbers expected each day, Thursday we're going to be right around 100. Friday, Saturday, both likely again in that low 100-degree realm. Technically speaking, the heat advisory comes in at 105, but there's wiggle room with that. It's not a hard and fast definition always, so it's kind of based on impacts. And since this is the first prolonged heat we've had, the reason the trigger was pulled on that heat advisory, even though it may not get to the official criteria. It's going to be hot. No two ways around it, but likely not records. In fact, well short of records. At least that's what we're forecasting all the way through until the heat begins to break a little bit on Sunday. But with that said, our first big heat of the season, stay hydrated. Electrolytes in your fluids are even better. So again, Gatorade or something like that. Sunscreen, wear the light, loose-colored clothes. You know what? If you can avoid the heat of the day, do so. If you have to be out in it, shade, get to the air conditioning whenever you can. And take it easy. Do stuff early in the day as well. Highs tomorrow, 92 Richmond, 92 in Georgetown, 93 in Frankfurt. Lancaster comes in at 92. So does Whitley City. So does Stanford, for that matter. Lebanon, 92. 93 in Hyden, 92 in Jackson. Beattyville looks at a 92-degree high. And finally in the east, Owingsville, Frenchburg, Mount Sterling, Flemingsburg, and Moorhead all say 91. Around the Kentucky Mesonet, mid-80s. You've got 86 Owensville, 85 Stanford, 85 in McKee. Corbin checks in at 89. Around the Bluegrass, 84 in Georgetown, 84 Brannon. Bluegrass Airport, with that mostly cloudy sky and a sprinkle nearby, we're sitting at 86. Southwest wind at 10. Heat index still comes in at 91. So here you go. There's a little batch of showers that tries to come in late this evening. Turns into some thunderstorm potential late night, early tomorrow morning. We're going to sweep that off to the east. As that happens, heat and humidity will follow. Then the big heat dome builds in for Friday. But it should be a fairly temporary occurrence for us. Hey, Bill's Weather 101 today. We're at the Boys and Girls Club of Lexington. Here's what the kids look like for you, and they were terrific. You see these were the kindergarten through the 7th graders that we saw here with today's Bill's Weather 101. Tonight, it's going to be a partly cloudy one with isolated storms. And then tomorrow, a day that has a stray thunderstorm possibility. We're in the low 90s, mid-90s Friday. Thunderstorm chances increase a little over the weekend.
Maggie, anytime that there is some sort of disaster around Kentucky, some people are down on their luck, the University of Kentucky basketball team is always seeming to be there to want to help out. And so that is the case, as the basketball team is now going to take an autograph tour, and they're going to help raise some money for the Mayfield Flood Relief Mission. So can't wait to see what they get to do this weekend. We'll tell you all about where you can find them and what it takes to get their autographs and to help out Mayfield.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, that is the most important part. But a big bonus is that you get to meet the UK basketball team. And we got to meet the UK basketball team today. They actually joined us right here in the BBN Tonight studio. You're going to hear from Justin Edwards and Reed Shepherd tonight at 7:30, only on BBN Tonight.
Part of the men's basketball team may be visiting a Kroger near you this weekend.
We talked to Reed Shepherd and Justin Edwards about the La Familia Autograph Tour and the foundation it benefits tonight at 7:30.
Sponsored locally by CHI St. Joseph Health and Nissan. Here's what's on tonight on LEX 18. Sponsored by the pros at Fast Flow Plumbing, your neighborhood plumbing experts.
Hit a grand slam at Don Franklin Somerset Kia. Get 5.75% APR for 84 months on select Kia models. Or travel with ease in the all-new 2023 Kia Sorento SX SUV for $48,365. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Somerset Kia.
There's no such thing as someone else's child.
The radical left has declared war on parents, and Andy Bashir is with them. Bashir supports making it easier for children to get abortions without telling their parents. He supports allowing schools to refer children to psychological treatment without telling parents. Bashir even supports allowing school employees to secretly help children change genders without telling their parents. Andy Bashir, putting liberal politics over parents.
The value of nurses and midwives in our community cannot be overstated. There are front lines. There are protectors. At Frontier Nursing University, we're proud of the care our students and alumni offer. For more information, visit frontier.edu.
Whether you're getting away from it all or to it all, Ford vehicles help you get more out of your summer. And during the summer sales event, you can get a lot more for your money. Hurry in on now for financing as low as 2.9% for 60 months on many of our most popular models. And that's in addition to up to $2,000 retail trade assist cash. For more fun, more adventure, and now more savings, visit your local Ford store today. Well, there's always more in store.
Official station is LEX 18. You're watching LEX 18 News Evening Edition.
A Knox County man is accused of hurting his pregnant wife and neglecting his young child.
34-year-old Charlie Dwayne Garland of Corbin is charged with assault, strangulation, wanton endangerment, and abuse or neglect of a child. Deputies say Garland beat and choked his pregnant wife and say that they found a 2-year-old child sleeping under a piece of drywall that had nails sticking out of it. The woman was taken to the hospital for treatment. Social services was contacted due to the living conditions in that home.
Meanwhile, in Laurel County, a person is dead after being hit by a train. It happened last night just before 10 on Bullock Road in London. The person's name has not yet been released.
In Woodford County, health officials say that a bat has tested positive for rabies.
According to the Woodford County Health Department, the bat was discovered on the southern stretch of Shannon Run Road. That's near the Pinkard community in the eastern part of the county. The health department says to make sure your pets are up to date on rabies vaccinations. And if you are bitten by a wild animal, you should call your doctor or go to the ER, depending on the severity of the wound, and then contact the health department. Country music star Tyler Childers is bringing his sold-out tour to his home state.
The Lawrence County native will perform 2 New Year's Eve shows at Rupp Arena. Childers was in Lexington just last month, headlining the Railbird Festival. If you want a chance at buying pre-sale tickets, you have to register through Ticketmaster before Monday. We have a link on our website, lex18.com. That pre-sale starts next Wednesday, and general on sale begins Thursday, August 3rd. Well, here's a look at what's in the works tonight for LEX 18 News at 11.
As the temperatures heat up, coaches are doing what they can to protect student athletes. That's ahead at 11. Evening Edition is back after this.
Is your home without AC? Don't sweat it. Save big and keep cool all summer long with Greenbox Heating and Air. Right now, save big on your next service visit with a $59 diagnostic fee.
Place, repair, maintain with care at Greenbox Heating and Air.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic roast beef saddled up with all that. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
She was such a welcome sight. I had been alone so long, but companions are a comfort when you roam this earth at night. The wilderness is frightening, but another body makes it bright. And if honey, I'm a partner, can change the view of your terrain. But as we go along this journey, sometimes destinations change.
Get a grand slam at Kentucky's #1 Hyundai dealer, Don Franklin Hyundai. Drive away in the all-new Hyundai Sonata SE sedan as low as $26,870. Or get 4.49% APR for 60 months on select Hyundai Santa Cruz models. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Hyundai.
Liquor Barn's drink of the month is the Summer Fish Bowl. You'll need a fish bowl, nerds, lots of ice, some Swedish fish, pineapple juice, limeade, pineapple rum, blue curacao, and Sprite. Scan the QR code for this recipe and more. This pairs well with a bourbon caramel cheesecake. And I'm not sure how, but apparently a meat smoker's gift basket. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life.
My name's Ruth Evelyn. Join me at DQ for Miracle Treat Day on Thursday, July 27th. $1 or more of each Blizzard treat sold at participating locations will benefit your local children's hospital, providing treatment to countless kids like me. Miracle Treat Day, Thursday, July 27th.
Why is semaglutide transforming the weight loss industry? Simple. It's FDA approved for weight loss. Semaglutide gets real results. Aegis will provide you a complete weight loss solution to help you lose the weight and keep it off. Call today for a free semaglutide consultation. 859-335-1330.
Beat the heat this summer with major savings from Greenbox Heating and Air. Replace your HVAC system and get an air purification system for free. Plus, federal tax credit savings are available with qualifying systems.
Repair, maintain with care at Greenbox Heating and Air.
So you may or may not know or care, but I'm beginning.
They care.
Yeah.
I'm beginning a leave of absence. This is my last evening on the air for a while, and I thought it was a good opportunity. I just want to say thank you to Scripps, to WLEX TV, Andrew Schenken, Brian Neal, Jennifer Smith, and all the management here, all the people I've worked with here over the last 31 years. You've been one of the biggest blessings of my life. You've changed me. You've helped me. You've annoyed me a few times, but I love you. I love these guys. So until I'm able to get back and kind of knock their heads together again, you keep them on their toes, okay? Thank you all so much for watching.
Take care.
LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device.